A trekking pole. Basically, a telescoping shaft with a grip on one end and a point on the other. Pretty obvious. They extend for hiking and they collapse for storage and/or travel. Trekking poles can reduce compressive force on your knees by up to 25%. Each pole plant relieves approximately 18 pounds of pressure from the lower extremities, especially when you're traveling on an incline, so they can really increase your stamina as well on long hikes. Studies show that using poles help hikers maintain muscle function while significantly reducing muscle soreness in the days following a hike. And if you've ever gone on a steep hike and felt it the next day, you know that that's a big help. Of course, they enhance your balance and stability as well. A pair of poles transforms a biped hiker to a quadruped. The added base provides stability on uneven and/or slippery terrain that can protect your knees and ankles. They're sold in pairs, though it is possible to purchase individual poles, often referred to as walking staffs. For serious hiking trips, hikers should always buy 2 poles. Specs to consider are shaft material, the locking mechanism, and the grips. Shaft material is a key determinant of weight. High-grade aluminum is the stronger and more economical choice. They weigh on average 18 to 22 ounces per pair. Under stress, aluminum can bend, but it's unlikely to break. Carbon fiber poles are lighter and average 13 to 18 ounces per pair. They're better at reducing vibration and they're very, very strong. Under high stress, carbon fiber poles can break and splinter, so if you're a super hardcore hiker, you never know, you might go through a pair. Locking mechanisms on your trekking poles are designed to adjust the poles to your height and also the terrain. Most poles use a twist and lock system. You find the desired length and then twist the pole hard to the right to hold. Some popular varieties of locking mechanisms are duo-lock. Those are featured on Compradel poles. They apply a wide area of pressure against the pole walls to achieve a secure length setting. Black Diamond brand system uses flick lock. It's a lever-based clamp-like feature that's quick and easy to adjust even when you're wearing gloves. Lecky's system uses an expander and screw setup called a super lock that is consistently strong and dependable. Remember, there are a few simple tips for adjusting your poles to the terrain. When you're hiking uphill, you want to shorten the poles by a few inches to increase load-bearing pressure. If you're going to be going downhill, lengthen the poles a few inches. That'll give you better balance and control. On level ground, your forearms should be parallel to the ground when you're holding the grips and the tips are on the ground. On traverses, the downslope pole should be longer than the upslope pole, or you can simply grab the pole lower if it comes with an extended grip. Most commonly used materials for grips are cork, foam, and rubber. Cork resists moisture from sweaty hands, it has excellent shock absorption, and it's best for conforming to the natural shape of your hand. Foam, on the other hand, absorbs moisture from your hands. It doesn't insulate as well from vibration, but it does feel the softest in the hand. Rubber grips also insulate hands from cold, shock, and vibration, so it's a popular choice for cold weather activities. However, rubber is prone to chafe or blister on sweaty hands, so it's less suitable for warm weather hiking. Regarding shock absorption, some poles actually feature internal springs for absorbing shock on downhills. Manufacturers call this anti-shock. Anti-shock! These internal shocks usually increase the weight and the price of the trekking pole, but they reduce stress on the elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles while hiking. So if you suffer from sore joints or have previous injuries you'd like to protect, you should go with the anti-shock. It's going to be worth that extra money. If you want the lightest pole available, then you're going to have to live without it. Some final considerations when you're shopping for hiking poles are wrist straps, baskets, and tips. Most poles allow you to adjust the length of the wrist straps in order to get a more comfortable fit around the wrist. Baskets are the small, removable discs near the end of the poles. For general hiking, smaller baskets are fine, but if you're hiking in snow or mud, you can change them out for larger baskets. Carbide or steel tips are commonly used to provide traction on most surfaces, even ice. Most poles also come with rubber tip protectors that extend the life of the tips and also protect your gear when poles are stowed in your pack. Also, it makes them a lot less stabby. These tips are good for use in sensitive areas where you don't want to negatively impact the ground.